What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Rockets Hits and Heartbreaks here as we're going to go over a big day on Friday for the Rockets at Saratoga. We'll kind of go over, how it happened as we hit a couple of middle pick fives that really made it a huge day. I'll put the results up on the screen now. Actually, I'll put the ticket up on the screen now for you. So we're going to go over two of the middle pick fives. The first one we're going to go over is starting in race 3. And then we'll do another one that I believe started in race 5. Yeah, race 5. So we're at race 3 and race 5, a ton of pick fives to play, at Saratoga over the weekend, over the long weekend, and hit a few of them. And, Thursday hit a couple that didn't really pay a whole lot. And then Friday hit a couple of big ones. Sunday hit one that didn't pay a whole lot. And then, of course, the Belmont was alive in the Belmont going into that one to 4 horses and managed a way to lose it. But thankfully, some pick threes hit on Belmont Day. So this middle pick 5 here will go now on Friday. Got the ticket up on the screen here, and the single is going to be Money's Gold. And I'll go ahead, and this was the one starting in race 3, and then I'll go ahead and throw up this ticket that started in race 5. And you can see the single was Money's Gold in both these sequences. So going all or nothing here, basically, on that Money's Gold race. If the horse loses, I'm in big trouble. And if the horse wins, obviously, we're going to have 2 singles alive in both of these sequences. So, I love when horses like this are entered, and I think they just absolutely can't lose. Now, if it's a situation where it's a really good horse against a really good field, maybe it becomes harder to single, but this was just a situation for me. If she shows up, she wins. And I just don't know why they wouldn't run her if they didn't think she was going to show up. Because, why would you bring her back off of a layoff with this caliber of horse if you didn't think she could win? So anyway, we'll go to the third race here. We'll go to the first one first. And again, when you do have a horse like Money's Gold, the one thing you've got to get is a couple of prices around her, or you're going to get, not much of a payout. So kind of knew that going in. And so, we start off 3 deep, 4, 5, 6, and 9. Really wanted the 6 to get home here. This would have been nice because a little bit better of a price. But the 4 gets it done. And so anyway, it's still not a horrible price, $7.30 on this win ticket. But after that first one, yeah, we're going to need some prices. Like that's not quite what we wanted, but you can, you can still be okay here. This race, 4, 8, and 9 is what I used. 4 just looked like I took the lead, never is going to lose. And so you are a little nervous after you have that big favorite singled and you're 2 for 2 as far as shorter prices. But go on to the next leg here, and this is where it started getting a little bit better. We went 3, 5, 6, and 12, and boy, it looked scary for a while, but the 5 was able to get the job done, and this was big, and this is kind of where it's like, okay, this is at least going to pay enough to make it worth it. 1580 winner here, so you're going in now with a 4 deep in the next leg, and then the single. So you go to the next leg here, and it could have been better as far as a price here. We went 1, 6, 7, and 9, and the 9 gets it done. Like I said, didn't catch that price that we really wanted there. There's a couple of shots we took that just didn't run very well, but still, you're feeling pretty good about it. You're feeling like, look, we're here, we're at the single. It's a $96 ticket, and this was going to pay a little over $400 for 50 cents. So, realistic payoff here. Money's Gold didn't even, for one step ever look like a loser. So, pretty easy job, or pretty easy sequence to hit here. $96 ticket pays $445.25. So that was basically with what did she actually go off at? Basically a 3 to 4 single, and then pretty much short prices with one longer price. It pays $445.25. So that's not bad. Now let's examine this thing as it started in race 5, the other pick 5 that was played here, starting in race 5, and see what happens when you do get lucky and get a couple prices. So obviously race 5 is where we kicked it off. So we kick off right there with Boats a Rockin', a win and a nice price. Then, like I said, you get a little bit of a shorter price here. We'll go to Money's Gold. So, you get that $445.25. So you've got your tickets covered for both of these, plus some. You're already profitable. So now you're just kind of rooting for, again, some longer prices that you've played to come home. I thought this was a big one. We went 4, 6, and 12. El Capi was bet down here and got beat. So the 12 winning the race, even though it's just $7 payout, it kind of, beat another favorite at least. So that was good. And we're going in now to the turf sprint, which was 1, 2, 5, and 6. And, Roses for Deborah was a heavy favorite. And it was just a situation. It was still going to be profitable if Roses for Deborah was to win this last race. But if we could get her beat, we were really in a good spot to actually get a pretty nice payout off this one and not settle for, the $300, $400, $500 range, but get into the thousands. And so it came down to a nose. And this was a tremendous race, just head and head the whole time. And Futures now gets the job done, pays $22.80, noses out Roses for Deborah. And so there it is. And now you see it, right? You got a couple of shorter prices. You got the big favorite, and then you got a $15.80 and a $22.80 winner for the other two legs. And you're looking at a $1,300 payout here on this $96 ticket. So this was a great way to kind of, just smile from ear to ear going into the Acorn and the bigger races, just to get these two payouts home. They were really good. It was made for a huge day. We hit a lot of pick threes and doubles throughout that, sequence of races as well, because a lot of the top choices were winning those races. Now, unfortunately, we did get knocked out of a pick 5 on the late part of things. And it was Didia, and I'm sorry, it was Didia that knocked us out of this one as well, because if I could get her, there she is. I only went here's the deal. I wasn't even going to talk about this, but we'll talk about it now. So like I said, you have Money's Gold. You were able to hook on to Money's Gold there and single, and then you could go deeper in some spots to get to some of your deeper horses and your deep, your thoughts of going 3 and 4 deep in races that maybe you couldn't have if you didn't have a single. So this was a sequence for me. I did not think there was a single. So this last one started in race 8. So obviously Money's Gold, race 7. Okay, we don't have a single in race 8. So we had to go too deep in some spots. Was able to get Jefferson Street. Was able to get to Future Is Now. But you had to go short somewhere, right? There were 4 Chad Browns in the third leg. I couldn't do it. So I ended up going short right here with English Rose, and you see nowhere on the screen. Appleby was great in the Manhattan. We'll talk about that maybe on all our shows and stuff like that. But every other race Appleby was in, not good, except for that Manhattan that was incredible, where he ran 1-2. But every other race Appleby was horrible, and this was one where I went short here going only 2 deep, and then I went short here going only 2 deep. And Torpedo Anna, at the end of the day, that's probably what cost me, because I should have singled, and I shouldn't say I should have, but I could have singled Torpedo Anna, and then I could have got to Didia in this spot here. But I played just FYI again, and that left a 2 deep, going 2 deep here, which left me only going 2 deep here. And, like I said, if you single Torpedo Anna, Diddy is right there, and you're probably going to get that home. But, you see this $2,000 payout here. And once again, it was a situation where you had the heavy favorite in the sequence. But look, just for $2,000 here, $20 winner here, $10 winner. Like, these are logical horses to get to, 22, and then a kind of a second choice there. So logical horses still, and you get that kind of payout. So it just shows you why the pick 5s are so lucrative, why people, you got to keep playing them. The 2 that we hit that we talked about, it's never easy to hit them, but those are very gettable. Those weren't doing anything fancy. Wasn't any, inside knowledge, information, anything like that. It was just looking at a form and handicapping. And like you said, you turn $96 into 1,300. That's the name of the game. So, all right. That'll do it for this week's Rockets Hits and Heartbreaks. Covered that there. I thought about going into the heartbreak of the Belmont late pick 5, but yeah, it is what it is. It's I was alive. The Rockets and I were alive in all 3, the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and the Belmont, alive in all 3 of them to the last leg, ending in those 3 races, and lost all 3. So, all right, guys, that'll do it for this week's Rockets Hits and Heartbreaks. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Oh, should mention, there has been a price reduction in the subscription. So if you want to subscribe to the Rockets, $100 for a month of picks right now. So you can go to the website now and check that out. There has been a price reduction. So go to the products page, check out the Rockets, and $30 now for a single day on the Rockets as well. So really a good deal there. So if you check that out, you can get subscribed or just buy those single day tracks now. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back next week.